it's Anita here from Bouncebackability. So I've just been talking to a friend of mine on FaceTime, and she was expressing her concern at the level of anxiety that she's been feeling over the last couple of weeks, and how dreadfully overwhelmed she's feeling with everything that's going on with COVID-19. And her concern is that actually ordinarily, and I would describe her as one of the most resilient people that I know, and her concern is that she doesn't ordinarily feel like this way. So she's starting to ask questions like, is it normal? What do I do about it? Do I need help? And so I thought I'd put a video on because I'm pretty sure other people are feeling the same way and asking the same questions. So is it normal? Well, of course it is. Anxiety is a human emotion. Our emotions are to help direct and motivate our behaviour. They help us decide what to do next. And anxiety is associated with fear, it's associated with uncertainty, not being able to predict the future. And we've got an awful lot of that going on at the moment. So is it any wonder there's a level of anxiety? Now, more often than not, our brains can get pretty fed up with feeling that way. So we'll move us out of that emotional state, or we go and focus on something else and we take ourselves out of that emotional state. But sometimes we need to do something just to kind of give it a kickstart. So what can we do? Okay, well, the first thing, we're going to talk about two things today. Well, the first thing is that despite the fact we've got worrying times at the moment, a lot of anxiety is actually created by ourselves up here in our brain, by our thought patterns. And one of those particular thought patterns that can create heightened levels of anxiety is what if questions. So if you're asking a lot of what if questions, what if, this never ends? What if I lose my job? What if I get poorly? What if my family get poorly? What you're doing is creating a whole series of pictures in your mind that runs almost like a movie. And your brain doesn't actually know that that's not really happening right now. So what it does is it reacts to that picture, that movie that's going on in your mind. And that's what creates the heightened level of anxiety. So if we can stop asking ourselves those questions, you're naturally going to reduce your anxiety levels. But you can also do something and ask a different question. So different questions would be things like, how do I, or how can I? How do I make the most of this? How can I keep myself safe? What are the most, exciting 3 things that I'm going to do outside of lockdown? So asking different questions can really help bring those anxiety levels down. The second thing I want to talk to you about today is actually around relaxation. So meditation, guided relaxation, self-hypnosis are fantastic ways of bringing your anxiety levels down. Your brain, you cannot possibly feel fear and anxiety at the same time as being relaxed. So if you can kind of learn these relaxation techniques, they're massively helpful during these times. However, don't go download a podcast that's a guided relaxation or a self-hypnosis and then go back to asking what if, because it just won't work. You have to use the 2 strategies together. So I hope that's helpful. Until next time.